Corey, you've worked on nuclear nonproliferation for a long time. So first, does it surprise you the president is not just breaking with his own intelligence agencies, but reportedly sidelining his intelligence director and defense secretary?
Yeah, it is a little bit surprising in general. I think that the president is well informed. The presidency is well informed by the broad scope of the intelligence community. Right now, we're really seeing a gap between descriptions of a nuclear weapons program and a nuclear weapons capability, and I think that's where there is some divide in the political community. Certainly, Iran has been increasing its nuclear weapons capability, kind of putting all the pieces in place if they were to make that decision to go for a nuclear bomb. I think where there's a little bit more debate is, have they made that decision? Has there been instruction from the top that the Supreme Leader has instructed his experts to build a nuclear weapon? And that's where we've seen the intelligence community be pretty consistent that while some of the earlier steps may be increasing, the decision had not yet been made.
Interesting. I want to also ask you about your Carnegie colleague, that's James Acton, who says we can't bomb our way out of this, noting that Iran could almost certainly reconstitute its nuclear program within about 10 or 15 years. Then a week ago, we had the president appearing more interested in diplomacy. Is there a strategic advantage, Corey, to bombing Iran at this time? Or do you think a U.S. attack would motivate Iran to push harder to build a nuclear weapon that, to your point, may not necessarily have been greenlit? And I'm also curious the role you see Israel playing in all this.
Yeah, I think what James's key point in his opinion piece, which I really reinforce, is that we sometimes hold military action to a different standard as diplomatic action. He was right to point this out. The criticism of the diplomatic solution, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action that was concluded in 2015, was that it wasn't a forever solution. It just put on pause their ability to, expand their nuclear capability. Well, we should be asking ourselves, does military action do the same thing? Is this just kicking the can down the road and in fact reinforcing those voices, of which I believe there are many within the Iranian system that would say we cannot leave ourselves vulnerable to these kinds of attacks from Israel, from the West, and the only guarantor we would really have is a nuclear weapon. So if there is the intention of the United States to get involved, I would hope they have an end game, and I haven't seen what that is yet. I still think that a resumption of diplomatic engagement, while no guarantee of an outcome, at least gives us a chance to see if we can pause the program again, but importantly, pause it while we have verification and monitoring on the ground. That's what we had before, and that's what we've lost.
General Twitty knows all about endgame, sir. Do you agree with this assessment?
Absolutely. We should always exhaust all diplomatic means before we introduce our military instrument of power into combat. If you think about the risks associated with any particular operation having to do militarily with Iran, we have 40,000 United States soldiers that are service members that are stationed in the region that we could put in harm's way if we attack. We could also put ourselves in a protracted war with Iran. We've been there before in the Middle East with Iraq. We don't want to go that route again. The Iranians could shut down the Strait of Hormuz, and that would significantly impact global economy. So there are all kind of risks that we need to make sure that we put the diplomatic effort in first before we introduce the military.
General, I want to focus on one particular action, and that would be relative to what the New York Times is reporting, that Trump is seriously considering sending American aircraft to help refuel Israeli combat jets, and then, of course, to bomb Iran's deep underground nuclear site at Fordo. And that would be with this 30,000-pound bunker buster, of which the United States is the only one that's able to do that and has the capability. So what is involved in this kind of military action? What would that look like?
Yeah. Very complex operation. Of course, we've been studying Fordo now for years. Used to be an old RRG military base. Now it's transitioned, obviously, into a nuclear facility. We have a lot of intelligence. We know it's in the mountains. We know it's heavily fortified. We know that the nuclear facility is about 300 feet below ground. So it's going to take probably the B-2 bomber that would be the main effort here, supported by U.S. fighter jets, supported by AWACS capability that gives command and control in the air, and supported by exquisite intelligence. We would have to do a quick strike, making a battle damage assessment, strike again. It may take a couple of strikes. The good thing about it is there's air superiority. The Israelis have taken out most of the Iran's air defense capabilities. But I would not be looking for regime change. If we want to make sure we get in and out, you strike, make the battle damage assessment. You don't have to necessarily get 300 feet. If you can close the entry and exit ways in some type of permanent way, then I would call that success and then move out. Now, the difficult part is this is a retaliatory strike.
And that, okay, you anticipate my question, because what is the guarantee that it's a one and done operation, that there is not further military back and forth that draws the United States into something that many people don't want it to be drawn into? I mean, how can you guarantee that the mentality? Is it just the point you made that the United States has done some refueling perhaps, but Israel has done a pretty successful job of eliminating Iran's ability to strike from the air, right? Except for drones and things like that and missiles. Yeah. Is that the only guarantee you would have that this wouldn't go any further?
So you can't guarantee anything in combat. I've spent a lot of time in combat, and nothing is guaranteed. And it's just like Mike Tyson says, you know, you strike first and be prepared for the next punch, and you may get knocked out. And so we would go in there with a full suite of combat capability. Remember, we also have the USS Nimitz in the Med, with other strike capabilities that we can bring to the table as well. So this thing could escalate, because you never know if we go in there and then we open up a hornet's nest, then you have to be prepared. And so the CENTCOM commander, General Eric Kurilla, he's got some plans on the table that if they strike hard, then we can strike even harder.
We should note there are about 40,000 troops, along with naval, army, and air bases scattered in this region. Final word to you, Corey. What is your biggest fear about what comes next that may lead to more down the road?
Well, I think there are two specific actions that would cause me real concern. One is we saw a few days ago a mistaken report that Israel had attacked the Bushehr nuclear power plant. The nuclear and radiological risk of most of the sites that they've been targeting is quite low, because these are, in the end, kind of industrial sites. They're not really nuclear sites in the sense of having that really highly radioactive material on site. Bushehr is different. So if Israel were to, on purpose or by some mistake, hit the Bushehr nuclear power plants, that could be extremely dangerous for the region. The other thing I worry about, frankly, is just the idea that this is driving Iran to the decision we don't want them to take. And I think that we need to take it very seriously, that while we are never going to like the outcome of a civil nuclear program in Iran, a civil program under strong monitoring is going to be more safe than a militarized nuclear weapons program.